It may have taken an extra day, but at exactly 11:30, that countdown clock hit zero. The backside of Faye still packing some rain and wind here on Fort Myers Beach, a sign of what's to come further north. It's been like this with just sheets and sheets of rain, and you can see down the street here, some of these bigger trucks are making their way through this water. The tree also took out power to the trailer, so they're going to need help getting a new power connection, rewiring, and also turning the water back on. Good morning, Amy and John. Let's just say there was some more covered parking out here last night before the storm rolled through. Had a carport just like this one here, but you can see half of it got peeled off and the wind picked it up and threw it against that upstairs unit there. You can see it's plastered to the side of the building. There was a woman inside that unit up there. She was not hurt. There's really not much damage I can see. Just one window busted out here on the first floor, and up there on the second floor you can see the roof is damaged where the gutters are, but that is it, and no one was hurt. There were other reports around Palm Bay of a police car getting hit with some debris, another roof that was damaged at a home right near Palm Bay High School. There was also a large tree that went down, but other than that, we have no other reports of injuries. And we talked to one neighbor out here who called this intense.
And from my back door, I could see the wind and the rain, and it had to be like 100 miles an hour wind, I'm figuring. I couldn't see that happen, but I heard it happen. And then when the rain kind of let up a little bit, I could see it. 100 mile an hour winds, without doubt, I think. One of the neighbors thinks tornado, which is very, very possible.
Likely just some high winds and not a tornado, though, and about 65-mile-an-hour winds. That's what was clocked out here by some experts. And you can see this is another carport just across the parking lot that was also just flipped over. There was a car parked right where I was standing. That car was not damaged, but you can see a lot of debris to clean up this morning and a lot of, just things thrown around. You can see this was a pot. I'm not sure what plant was in there, but just a lot of cleanup to do this morning. Live in Palm Bay, Steve Gehlbach, back to you guys. Yeah, and gas prices have been gradually inching up. Here at this 7-Eleven, it's $3.63 a gallon for regular. That's the average here in Orlando. That's up about 3 cents in the last week. But experts say it could likely jump another 10 cents by this time next week. Production platforms, drilling rigs, and thousands of miles of pipeline all sit in the path of Isaac. 12 regional oil refineries along the Gulf Coast produce almost a quarter of our gasoline supply. All of them may have to close at least for a couple days, which means prices at the pump could rise.
Around $3.75 national average per gallon. It's been up 26 cents as it is just in the past month, but this storm could end up adding another dime to that. And the thing you got to wonder, there's also just the fear of it itself already in the futures market. Gasoline futures are already trading up in anticipation of possible supply shortages.
With Labor Day weekend coming up, gas prices are likely to stay inflated through the holiday and into next week. But with Isaac not expected to be powerful enough to do any lasting damage, the increase shouldn't last much beyond that. The gear in the Gulf these days is a lot more storm ready than it was just a few years ago for hurricanes like Ike and Katrina.
All the older platforms, the ones that were susceptible to damage got mowed down, and we pretty much cleaned those out. And the standards that we have right now for building platforms is better than it was 50 years ago. And so, the odds of any real damage to the infrastructure are probably going to be pretty low.
And once the prices come back down after Isaac, there could be even a bigger drop because the summer driving season is going to end, and that's what experts are expecting as long as we don't get another storm. Live in Orlando, Steve Gehlbach, Fox 35 News.
Fox 35 Steve Gehlbach is joining us live this morning from downtown Lake Eola with all the chilly details. All right, obviously that is a very popular jogging spot for a lot of people, Steve. Have people been avoiding their workout this morning?
Well, there is not as many people here as I've seen on other mornings when it's been a little warmer, but if you look over here, you see some people out for their workout. They are bundled up a little bit, not as much as we saw at the Lynx bus station over in downtown a little earlier this morning when folks were waiting to get inside the terminal or get on those buses about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. But it is chilly out here. People are grabbing those extra layers this morning, and we did talk to...
Channel 13.
35.
Oops. You're gonna have to cut that.
All right, cut that. All right, he says cut that. It's not live television. But we did talk to some folks earlier who weren't even bothering to bundle up for their morning workout. Take a listen.
Oh yeah, anything over 40, it's okay to wear shorts. Just 2 shirts, gloves. Keep training.
Well, you learn to use your early survival. Keep the hands and the head and the feet warm, and everything else just have to kind of go with the program.
And how many layers you got, sir?
About 6. And counting.
But, you know, I think we've gotten spoiled this winter so far. Not a lot of days like this. I remember back in about mid-December was kind of like this, and it looks like this isn't going to last very long, it looks like. So break out the jackets, but you can probably put them away, it sounds like, for the next couple days. And it should be a little bit warmer even the next hour or two, although I know David said it was getting a little windier, and it is getting a little chillier, a little windier here down at Lake Eola as well in the last hour or so. Reporting live in downtown, Steve Gehlbach, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Steve.
Yeah, this tree is 3,500 years old, it's estimated, one of the oldest living things on Earth, and it is now dead. The tree did topple over. Neighbors could see it, pieces of it falling when the top of it was on fire this morning. We were out here on the backside of the park. Actually, take a look over here. We can see they're going to drop a big, looks like a big bucket of water on what's left in that area. Just arrived that Division of Forestry helicopter. Let's watch it. It's right about in there is where the tree used to stand, towering over those trees, but now there's really nothing there. And let's watch live as this helicopter looks like it's going to drop that bucket of water right over the spot where the senator once stood. And now he's backing up and gone. But we want to take a listen here as what it sounded like just an hour or so ago when we heard that tree topple from where we were.
And you can see the fire kicking up down there.
And now we had a crew that went in and was able to get video from the ground inside Big Tree Park, and the tree has basically been reduced to about a 12-foot stump, and then firefighters were putting water on it. We could see trying to put that fire out because the concern is now that the day is going on, the sun is coming out, it's very dry in here, that could spark up even more fires. Just a very sad day out here, and you can see just a minute ago the Division of Forestry finally has a helicopter in the air to get water on it from above because they're just so difficult to reach. Firefighters came to this neighborhood here, tried to hook into the fire hydrants here. It just was too far to get back to it early this morning. But again, we have confirmed this 3,500-year-old tree, one of the oldest living trees in the world, has fallen. Reporting live in Seminole County, Steve Gehlbach, Fox 35 News.